Alright, okay. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to the Sea Lion display. My name is Ellie, and as you can tell, I brought our two youngsters out to meet you all. And the first job for these two is to give everyone a nice wave hello. But these guys, they won't wave to you unless you guys are all waving to them first. So everybody shove an arm in the air, wave their around a little bit. There we go, that's nice for you. Come on you two, should we wave back? That's it, say hello to everybody. Now these two, they're both California sea lions. And as that name just suggests, you can of course find the largest population of this particular type of sea lion all along the coast of California. You can also find them as far north as Canada, where it does get pretty cold, and as far south as Mexico, where of course it's lovely and warm. So these guys really are quite a versatile, wide-ranging species, but that means they can cope with the good old British weather. Let me introduce you to them both. We'll start with this chap first. This is Louis. Louis's our youngest sea lion. He's 9 years old. He's a very clever little sea lion who'll probably be quite vocal in this display. Very laid back most of the time and very, very friendly. He does love a little flipper shake at the start of the display. Look, the flipper's out already. Hello you, are you okay? Thank you. So that's Louis. Over here, we've got Louis's brother. This is Roger. Roger's slightly older, he's 10. Even though these two are related, they couldn't be any more different if they tried. As I say, Louis's the laid back one. Roger's the sensitive one. So if I change the colour of my t-shirt, it will take Roger a week to get over it, and it will take Louis a week to notice. That's how different they are. He's just as clever as Louis, he can be very excitable, and he's very friendly too, so I'll say a little hello to him as well. Hello little man, how are you? And a kiss from you too. So the first thing that we're going to ask these two to show you is an ability that sea lions are famous for. And that's their ability to balance things on their noses. I've got a football here, we're going to ask them both to do a bit of showing off for us. Alright, Rog, you first mate, you take care of that. Now, lots of people know sea lions can balance, but not everybody knows how they do it. The secret to it is the lovely whiskers you can see on Roger and Louis's faces. Those whiskers, they're really, really sensitive. And if you look closely at Roger, you can see his whiskers are not only pointing upwards, he moves them around as well. And that's because he's feeling which way the football is moving. Now, Roger's got to listen to those whiskers because they're telling him which way to move his head to stop the football from falling off. The whiskers, they're not strong enough to hold the ball in place. This is about skill and concentration. Now, those whiskers, they have got much more important use. Of course, they're not there to help the sea lion balance. But we find the balancing is quite a fun and visual way of explaining how those whiskers work. In the wild, sea lions use them to find their food. Sea lions eat fish and squid for a living. And when fish and squid swim, they create vibrations in the water that the sea lions can feel with those whiskers. So, if they listen to the movements and the vibrations in the water, they can pinpoint exactly where the fish and squid are hiding. Their whiskers are so sensitive, they already know what type of fish they get there before early lunch. They already know what type of fish, how big it is, without having to see it first. Now I think that is pretty clever because it means they can make choices. Is it the type of fish I want to eat today? Or more importantly, is it big enough to bother chasing after it? If it's a shoal of tiny fish, they'll burn more calories chasing it than they would actually get from eating it. So the whiskers help them to make choices and find their food. Yeah, give them both a big round of applause. Well done, you two. true is it, you two? What do you both think when someone calls you a seal? Yeah, they're not that keen. And that's because they're two completely different species. But if you know what to look for, you can tell them both apart. So the first thing you're looking for is how do they swim. Sea lions only ever swim using their massive paddle-like front flippers. Should we do on your big front flippers, you two? Let's see how big they are. There we go. Bless you. Now, whenever a sea lion swims, it looks a little bit like they're flying because they move these paddles up and down, like a pair of wings, but through the water. This will propel them at a top speed of around 15 to 20 miles an hour, so they do swim quite quickly. If Roger and Louis were both seals, their front flippers would actually be about the size of my hands, and they'd be stuck to the sides of their bodies like this, making them pretty tricky to swim with. So a seal swims using the back flippers, and they move those back flippers from side to side like fish. Now, because these guys, or because of the side, I'll put my teeth in and I'll try that sentence again. Because of the massive difference in the size of those front flippers, this has a massive effect on the way the two move on land, which brings me quite nicely to my next difference. Now, for this one, me and Louis, we've got to go for a little wander around, just so I can show you guys what I'm trying to explain. Before we set off though, I need to tell you about their back flippers too, because sea lions, they're pretty unique. Louis can turn his back flippers to face forwards or backwards, depending on what he's doing. So, when the little fella's swimming down in the water, his back flippers stretch out behind him, and he can use them like a rudder on a boat to help him steer. But now when he's on land, he's turned them forwards to make a pair of feet. So when Louis walks, he uses all four flippers to walk around on. They all move independently. And this makes Louis very mobile. Louis can jump over things, wait for the skid, go on, over you go, there it is. He can use his back flippers to stand up, climb, or try to reach for things. If I hold my hand there, he can stand up to try and touch it. A sea lion can run at speeds of up to 10 miles an hour, and they can roll themselves over. So a sea lion is a fast mobile creature. Seals, on the other hand, do move very differently, don't they, Lou? Are you going to show everyone? How does a seal move on the land, Louis? Yeah, that's how a seal moves. They jiggle on their bellies, and they look like ginormous slugs. Now, because seals have such tiny front flippers, because they're stuck to the sides of their bodies, they can't use them like feet. So a seal can't walk, they don't climb very well, and they definitely can't run. And if you haven't already guessed, this is Louis' favourite thing in the whole wide world to do. I tell you what though, they both did a cracking job. Hit them both a big round of applause. Now there are, of course, a couple of things that seals and sea lions share. And one of those things is pretty important because it's their food. Their daily diets of fish and squid. Fish and squid, they're not easy things to catch. Sea lions need good eyesight, and they've got to be pretty good at judging distance and speed. Now here at Knowsley, we give these guys their fish. They've had herring on the menu today. So to show you just how good they are at catching, I'm going to start with Roger. I'm going to throw 5 rings to him, one at a time, and he's got to try and catch each one over his head. Alright, Rog, you ready? Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one, I'll try to make it a bit harder. I spin it. Makes it faster. and harder for Roger to catch. So let's see how he does with the tricky one. All right, then, Manny, ready? Here it comes. Up. And now, of course, if these two were in the wild, they wouldn't be catching fish on the beach. They'd be swimming after them. So we're going to give Louis a turn, but we're going to send Louis into the water. Let's see how many rings he can catch when he's got to chase after them. All right, twinkle toes. Now you're going to have to concentrate in this light, Louis. Your first one, are you ready? It's going all the way over there. Turn around because there's two. Number 3's over there. Okay, number 4's going back over into that corner. Are you ready? There we go. There's number 4. Right, turn around. Last one. All the way over there into that corner. Yeah, give you a big round of applause. Well done, Louis. So there's one more thing that seals and sea lions share. Only this time, it's much more dangerous because it's their enemies. Now, a California sea lion has 2 types of enemy. The first one, the killer whale, or the orca, that's its proper name. I'm not going to tell you the other one. Roger's been learning to do an impression of it, so I'm going to try and get him to show you. Still a bit rough around the edges, but you will get the idea. All right, Rog, what is your deadliest enemy in the wild? Now, admittedly, he's not the world's biggest shark, but it could be a tiger shark, a bull shark, a hammerhead, or a great white. They think sea lions make a very tasty lunch. Now, there's only really one thing a sea lion can do, and that's turn round and swim back to the beach where their enemies can't get to them. Yeah, Roger, a big round of applause. Okay, well, do you know what, guys? We're quite close to the end of this afternoon's display, but before we go, we're going to ask these two to finish things off with their favourite bits. Now, this is where these two get to do a bit more showing off by leaping out of the water to try and touch that big ball with their nose. Louis is going first, and at the moment, he can get the high ball around about here. Well, that's probably a bit easy. We'll take it up a little bit more. Now, as I say, all he's got to do is touch it with his nose, and if he does, you've got to give him a big round of applause. He's been ever so good. And it takes a bit of effort, this one. All right, twinkle toes. We're going to get yourself into position. That's it. All right, little man. Count to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go. Leads away. Will you hit the high ball? Roger, we are going to try and make it a bit harder for him, but before I do, it gives me a quick chance to tell you about our posters. At the end of the display, we will be selling posters of Louis, Roger and Arthur for both sets of exit doors. The posters, they're £2 each, or you can get all 3 of them for a £5. So if you've enjoyed the display, you want to take a poster of your favourite sea lion home. We'll be helping them out too, because all of the proceeds go back to these guys here at Knowsley. Now, if you don't want a poster, we understand it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you might like to help us with our charity. It's the Monk Seal Conservation Charity. The monk seal is the world's most endangered marine mammal. There are less than 500 left in the wild. So if you prefer to help us out with that, again, by the exit doors, there's a sea lion who collects for us. Any change you chuck into those sea lions goes to our Monk Seal charity. We haven't finished yet. It's Roger's turn. His high ball goes to this mark just here. So I've raised it a couple of inches or so. But Roger is a little bit of a daredevil. He likes to start his high ball attempt from on top of that tower over there. So this time, Roger's going to show you how sea lions climb by climbing the stairs to the top of the tower. He'll then dive off into the water, swim try and touch that pink ball with his nose. Now, of course, if he does manage to touch it, once again, you guys got to give him a big round of applause. He's been ever so good too. And this takes way more effort than these. Go on, Roger, off you go, mate. Now, watch how easily Roger climbs these stairs. Brilliant example of mobility. There we go. He's away. He hit one on. You were so close. He's literally half a centimetre. Yeah, big round of applause. Well done, you. You go there. Now, normally, I would give Roger another go at it, but it's getting a little bit dark in here. And I really like you guys to be able to leave whilst still being able to see stuff. So we're going to leave it there for Roger. Now there are a couple of things I've got to tell you before I let you go, folks. So please stay in your seats. I won't open the doors till I'm finished. First of all, these two, they're going to go straight